So let's go over to the whiteboard. I'm going to kind of read you, first of all, some of the specs on this particular case. And by the way, folks, there's two people watching this show that this is going to pertain to. Either you're the person I'm getting ready to describe, who's in what I would call later into the second half of life, who has assets, maybe 401k, savings, land, whatever, that you know is worth some money, and that you're trying to figure out what to do with it, knowing that you're not going to probably spend all this money. In other words, you don't need this amount of money. This is what we're getting ready to find out. That's one group of folks that we can help with. The second group of folks we can help with are those who are either getting ready to receive such funds or have already received such money. That would be people at what we call halftime. So listen closely. This is an interesting case, and one that I think you're going to see benefited both the parents, in this case the widow, and her children and grandchildren. Okay, let's put this up full screen real quick here, Aaron. Again, just to go through this case, she's in her late 70s. Again, her husband just passed away. Actually, he was in an accident, so she's going to be receiving a large settlement of several $100,000. She had, let's see, $400,000 in the bank in various CDs and money markets, $500,000 in an IRA. Now, again, this was his IRA, but at death, it transfers to her. So now she's going to have to carry on, which we will help them with this. She's going to have to carry on with the required minimum distributions. No big deal there. We can handle that. She does want to benefit her loved ones, but also enjoys helping the church. So we're going to show her through something called a QCD, Qualified Charitable Distribution, how we can keep her taxes lower and also benefit the charity of her choice. She's drawing $3,000 a month in Social Security. That was from her deceased husband's Social Security. She's going to get about $1,000 a month from his pension. He had much more than that, but it elected a 50% option, so her income goes down from the pension, so that's $1,000 a month. Her RMD is scheduled to be around $25,000 a year. Here's some of the keys, okay? She does not want to give up total control of all of these assets. She does not wish to take any risk of any significance. And she, again, wants to give money to the kids now versus later, and in the end, leave Uncle Sam out of the deal as best she can. So what we've been talking about, if you're just now joining us, is when you receive found money. That is, money you receive that you didn't expect on or plan on receiving, you've only got three options with that. You can either spend that money, give it away, or save it, or do a combination of all three, which is what this young lady wanted to do. She basically wanted to give money to her family now. She wanted to also spend and enjoy this money while she still could. She wanted to do some traveling and enjoy some things before it was too late. And then finally, she did want to save money for the future because she didn't want to run out of money. I mean, let's face it, somebody in their late 70s with a long life expectancy, she could be around another 20 or 30 years. In fact, I noticed this, put this up full screen, Aaron. We used this young lady's picture earlier. This is the first ever recipient of Social Security. Check out that date of birth and date of death down there. She lived to over 100 years of age. In fact, as we speak, we've got a client right now, Tony Walker Financial, who is 101 years of age. So folks, you could live a long time. So this idea of giving a bunch of money away can get really, really scary real quickly unless, listen, unless you have a trained retirement specialist who deals in this daily. So let's see what we did on this. Okay, so there were several assets to be concerned with, but basically what we did, just to help her understand how we were going to do this, okay, I divided up her assets into three categories. And literally I said, ma'am, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have an asset category where we're going to put some money over there for you to spend and enjoy it while you still can. We're going to have an asset category that every year you can make a decision on this. You don't have to, but we're going to make a decision to give money to kids, grandkids, and charity. We'll make a determination on this once a year. Folks, you don't commit to this to your kids and grandkids and say, hey, kids and grandkids, I'm going to be giving you a bunch of money every year. Don't do that because things can change. What I suggested she do is sit down with her children and the grandchildren if she wanted, which she did, and said, look, I'm working with a financial advisor. Every year we're going to look at our finances and determine how much money I can comfortably give you all. And the beauty of this is the way we set this up, these gifts are all going to be tax-free to her children and grandchildren, and we'll help with all of this. And finally, the save money, all right, that's that beloved annuity. Why do we want the annuity out there? Folks, the annuity is where we're going to get her beloved mailbox money. That's the income that she can, listen, never outlive. You see, that's one of the concerns I see when people come to me and they're in the second half of life. This is what they're worried about. They're saying, Tony, I love your, by the way, I wrote a book called Live Well, Die Broke. You need to order this book, folks. It's on all the major booksellers. People have read this book. Most people who are savers, this really resonates with them because, again, nobody wants to die with a bunch of money. You can't take it with you. But on the other hand, you don't want to start spending it and giving it away because one day you might need it. This is what we're doing with Live Well, Die Broke. We create these different buckets. We call this the split IRA concept, but it can be used for IRAs, savings. It can be used for the inheritance, windfalls of cash, the sale of property, the proceeds from that. And we're dividing that up into categories that we're going to monitor. You see, that's the problem right now. Many of you are working with investment people, money managers. They don't understand retirement planning. They're not focused on how to use and enjoy and protect this money. They're just still trying to grow it as if you're 40 or 50 years of age. You can't do that in retirement. If you're a saver, you got to safeguard the money. And more importantly, you have to get a written game plan in place from a trained retirement planning specialist such as Tony Walker Financial.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like, check out these other clips. And be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button for more videos.